Hello, everybody, and welcome back in the Bell Center from downtown Montreal. It's the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs taking off for the first time this year. Yeah, the first time they're facing off here and in this new season. Both these teams have been really respective. Montreal obviously does not have a loss. They come into this game with 4 straight wins. Maple Leafs 2-2. Here's an early stop made by Montembeault. He'll cover on that. It's retro night for Montreal. Both teams going in retro-related uniforms. The Leafs in the mostly white. The Canadiens with a similar red, but it's the white logo at the front. Round one, it's picked up. Carlo down for Nylander. Leafs have lost their last 2 games. Canadiens looking to continue a home winning streak. They have 2 straight home wins coming into tonight. Here's Suzuki to Caulfield, and here come the Canadiens early. Caulfield right on, that's stopped, and the rebound wall got over. Here's Slavkovsky, and that was blocked. Good chance for Slavkovsky, but that won't go. And Nylander sends it in. Here's Michelli, goes to the net, fed it out front that was given away on the bid for Nylander. Nylander looks back to Michelli. Here's Matthews, steps in, he's stopped. And Gooley and the Canadiens get it the other way. It's Matheson. In over the Toronto line, Slavkovsky moves in, shoots! Stopped by Wall. Carlo takes that back for Toronto, sends it up on the wing for Nylander. Nylander looks back, he'll send it off to Riley, shooting it, save made, rebound in the paint, and the Canadiens get it out of harm's way. Suzuki. Here he comes, in on Joseph Wall, and he blockered that away. Leafs trying to get it out, Gooley kept it in, here's Xhekaj, centers it, good save again made by Wall. Played in the paint, he has to be careful, and now he'll cover up for Toronto. Just about halfway through the first. No score. It's the Canadiens and the Maple Leafs. These two rivals go way back. And Toronto looking to hand Montreal their first loss of the season. Xhekaj down low to Waugh. He'll look to the net, sends for Savard. He's stopped. The rebound is stopped. What a save by Wall, and now a penalty going to Montreal. Tavares has it, looks ahead. He has Domi with him and Yarncroke. Max Domi with the extra attacker, can't shoot. Still looks, now he'll take, and it's stopped. Kept in here by Yarncroke. Power play time about to come if no goal. And they will touch up as the shot stopped. Toronto to the power play. Joseph Wall with 2 amazing stops. Down and out, keeping it 0-0. Face off to the right side of the Montreal net. Toronto on the first power play of the afternoon. And they don't win the face-off, but they do keep it in. It's Matthew Knies, looks to the net, fed it in front, they score! Oliver Ekman-Larsson! It's a power play goal, and Toronto strikes first from Bell Center tonight. Yeah, this is hard work down low by the Maple Leafs. They're going to read this play well. And the pass comes right out front. The lane is open for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He's going to snap it up and over the shoulder of Montembeault. And Toronto on the board first. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson with goal number 2 on the season. And he gives Toronto a 1-0 lead. It's a power play goal. Sent in around the boards it goes. Here's Max Domi stepping in. Backhand. Trying to go between the legs, but Montembeault read that. And he covers for Montreal as Toronto thriving early. Face off to the left side of the Canadian goal. We mentioned Montreal does not have a loss this season. Toronto 2-2 on the year. Canadiens 4-0. Sent it around behind. Here's Matheson. Canadiens look up the right side. Now they'll take off through the middle. Waugh trying to defend on it. Taken back by the Canadian Suzuki. Sent it to the net. Wall with the stop. He has to be careful. Waugh gave it away. Here come the Canadians. Suzuki, what a cut by Tanev. He read that lane well. It was a wide open pass that could have been trouble. Matheson. Caulfield to Suzuki. Here come the Canadiens again. Ekman-Larsson to defend. Blocker save made by Wall. Waugh for Scotty Lawton. Here go the Maple Leafs. Lawton stepping in. Lawton shooting it. Save made by Montembeault. Matheson. Here's Slavkovsky ahead for Waugh. Down the right side. He'll bring it in. Moving in on goal. Backhander smothered by Wall. Tanev. Here's Knies up ice. Back and forth we go here in the first. And a big collision stops play here with 1:32 remaining in the first. 1-0 Toronto leading. Heavy collision. Matthew Knies goes face first into the boards, and lucky for Montreal, they're not going to get a penalty on the play. Here's the draw, taking one back, Xhekaj. Sent ahead, up the right side, Waugh ahead for Newhook, moves in and can't take the shot as Lorentz read the play well. Riley, Carlo, right back in, he'll chip and chase. It's the Leafs going after it. Robertson, Savard sends it around for Xhekaj. Here's Armia, and out to center with 0.6 seconds to go here in the first. Offside. So the face-off coming here just outside the Montreal line, the last face-off of the first period, and that ends the first from Bell Center here tonight. It's the Maple Leafs 1, the Canadiens nothing after 1 here tonight. Shots on goal in the hockey game are 10 for Montreal with none, 8 for the Leafs with 1. Hits are 1-0 Canadiens. The face-off 6-2 Montreal. Toronto 1-for-1 on the power play. Montreal hasn't had one. 1-0 Toronto after 1. Joseph Woll with an unreal stop. If you saw it right there, it came earlier in the first when it was 0-0. Welcome into period 2 here tonight from Bell Center in downtown Montreal. The Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs taking off against each other for the first of a few meetings this year. Here's Goalie. He'll look ahead. They'll play each other again next game back in Toronto. Leafs have had their struggles at home recently. Their only win went to overtime, and their loss was a shutout loss. Here's Nylander moving in. He'll drop back for Carlo. Brandon Carlo winds and now shoots. That's blocked. Matthews looking for a lane, knocked off by Suzuki. Here he comes with it. Down the right side, Riley back to defend. Suzuki winds. He'll shoot it right on. Stopped by Woll. Austin Matthews for Toronto up the other way. Matthews corrals in over the line. He'll move in and shoot. That was blocked by the Canadiens. Drop back, it's Carlo. Sends it for Matthews. Matthews spinning, now looking, now shooting. That's stopped, and the rebound came in front, but the Canadiens did a good job getting in front of it. Slavkovsky ahead for Cole Caulfield. Caulfield down the left side, shooting it. And Joseph Woll has that, as we're almost halfway in this one. 1-0 Leafs. Face-off to come here to the left side of the Maple Leaf goal. Tavares to take the face-off for Toronto. And the draw taken and one back by the Canadiens. Armia has it, shoots it wide. Rebound, they score! Right off the end board out front. And we're tied. 1-1, Alex Newhook. It's his second of the year. So the Canadiens have tied it here in the second period. A ricochet off the end boards. Woll can't get back over to the left post. And we have a tie game for Montreal. Matheson picks it up. He'll send it off the boards. Gave that away to Tavares. Leafs right back in. It's Max Domi. Domi fed it in front. And there's the shot. What a save by Montembeault sliding across as the Leafs look to grab the lead right back. 1-1 just about halfway. Canadiens 4-0 on the season. They do not have a loss this year. Toronto 2-2. Face-off taken, one back. Canadiens have it. Matheson in the corner down low with it. It is retro night for Montreal. As you can probably tell, both teams in old retro-like uniforms. Roy sending that off the mark. And sorry, it's Waugh back to the point. Matheson right on. Stopped by Woll. Here's Tavares. Fed ahead for Järnkrok. Järnkrok back into the Montreal zone. Here's Morgan Riley with Domi. Centered it. It was cut. Good job by the defense of the Canadiens. Newhook down the right side. He has the goal for the Canadiens here in the second period as here comes Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Has the goal for Toronto. Steps by, shoots. That's blocked by the Canadiens in front and brought back by Waugh. Down the right side into the Toronto's end. He'll look. He'll shoot. Stopped by Woll. Järnkrok for Lawton. 7 to go, middle period, 1-1. Lawton to the net, trying to get the shot. Now the Leafs have it. Nyes fed it in front. Another giveaway by Toronto. Savard to Xhekaj. To the middle of the ice, here's Arber Xhekaj. In over the Toronto line, whining, shooting it right on. Knocked out by Woll. Tanev gave that away. Suzuki. Here's Xhekaj. That shot ramped off one of the Leafs and wide. Now Xhekaj. Savard. That goes wide. Nyes for Lawton, and the Leafs go the other way. Sent back into the Montreal zone, picked up by Ekman-Larsson. Shoots off the post. looking for his second of the night. That came clean off iron. Here's Suzuki shooting it. Stopped by Wall. Bouncer in the paint, knocked out as well. Michelli to McCabe. Leafs step in. Pass for Michelli. Tried to sneak his way to the net with a shot. Didn't get it one. Time running out here in the second. Still has it. Shoots. Stopped by Montembeault, and he holds on for a face-off. 49.8 seconds to go here in the second period. Canadiens 1. Maple Leafs 1 from Montreal. Here's the draw. Right side. One back. Canadiens with control in their own end. Have to be careful, though, as Matthews is there. Caulfield. Slavkovsky with time running in the second. Offside against Montreal. Face-off outside the Toronto zone. The Leafs with a minute and a half more time on attack, but the Canadiens have had more shots and more opportunities. A draw. One back. Habs send it into the Toronto zone, but the Leafs get it back into the Montreal zone. 2 seconds in the period. Here's a shot at the buzzer, but time runs out. We're through 2 tonight from Montreal. The Canadiens tie it up. Newhook with his second of the season. Ekman-Larsson with his second of the season. It's 1-1 after 2 from Montreal tonight. Hits are 6-2 Canadiens. Faceoffs 12-2 Montreal. Toronto with the only power play. They're 1-for-1. Canadiens haven't had one. 1-1. We head to the third. Welcome into period 3 here this afternoon from Bell Center. 1-1 game as we enter the final frame. Unless extra needed here this afternoon. Draw one picked up by Gooley. To Matheson. Knocked down by Nylander. He read that well, but gave it away to Caulfield. Taken back now. Penalty going to Toronto. Gooley. Back ahead. Austin Matthews trying to get it. Taken back by Gooley. Here's Suzuki now. Back into the Toronto end. Here's Suzuki shooting it. And they touch up Montreal to the power play. The Nylander for interference. And the Canadiens will have their first power play attempt of the night. They are 9 for 14 on the season. Anderson to Ylonen. Kept in by the Habs with the Leafs pressure. Pass in front. What a save by Wall. And Scotty Laughton sends that out and down the ice. So the Canadiens' power play percentage around 70%. It's the best in the league right now. Ylonen. Off the boards ahead, Arbor Xhekaj. He'll step in for Montreal. Looks, centers, Gallagher can't get the shot. Jake McCabe will clear, it's not out. Waugh in front, big save made. And Wall got just enough and the Leafs clear it just out to center. Xhekaj. Anderson back in, here they come again. Ylonen. Here's Anderson. Gallagher taken by Laughton but not out. Another shot stopped by Wall. In the corner. Out front, Waugh, that's fanned on. Canadiens can't keep it in. Power play done. 0 for 1, but man, did they have chances. Xhekaj. Ylonen, here's Waugh with Gallagher. Stopped by Joseph Woll. Matthews. Michelli sends it into the Montreal zone. Round the boards it goes, picked up by Xhekaj. He'll send that for Waugh. Here come the Canadiens. Down the right side, now in over the Toronto line. Waugh stopped again. Underneath Wall. Rebound, the Leafs trying to get it. It's all Montreal here in the third. Another save made as he was down in the splits. Here's Anderson. That's stopped as well. All Montreal. Waugh. Gallagher. Here's Xhekaj. Shooting. Stopped again. Pass back. Anderson. Ylonen. Xhekaj off a Leaf stick and back down the ice. Montembeault out of his net to play it. It's been all Canadiens here in the third as they have dominated this third period. Here comes Xhekaj to Waugh. Waugh back in the Toronto end, looking to feed it out front behind the net. It came in front, but Matthews took it away. Here's Michelli. Leafs have numbers now. Nylander shooting it, stopped by Montembeault. Made that look easy as he had no outlet to pass it to. Gallagher. 7 minutes to go in the third. Sends it to Ylonen. Here's Waugh right down the slot. And Joseph Woll says no. Face off in the Toronto zone. 6:31 remaining here in regulation time. Tied at 1. Here's the draw one back. Ekman-Larsson got an early power play goal in the first. Leafs have had nothing since. Newhook tied it midway through the second. And a chance in front was stopped by Wall. Now the Leafs the other way. Max Domi behind the D. Stopped by Montemo. I believe he could have finished on it if he went to the backhand. He elected to go forehand. And Montemo got it right to the chest. 4:40 on the clock. Here's the face-off right side. Taking one back by the Habs. Xhekaj to Waugh. Here's Savard now for Armia. 4 to go in the third period. Armia shooting it. Stopped again by Wall. Tanev to Domi. Here go the Maple Leafs. Time running out. Max Domi steps by. Shoots. Save made. Rebound. It's in. Who got the last touch? It's Max Domi. After he got shut down on the breakaway, he comes back the next play, puts it to the net and gets rewarded. It hits off a defender in front after the initial save was made, and Toronto takes a late 2-1 lead on a deflection. So the Habs, who do not have a loss on the year, trail 2-1 with 2:47 left to go here in the third tonight. Draw one, picked up, Leafs had it, but gave it away to Slavkovsky. Here's Caulfield now. Suzuki stepping in, centers, Caulfield, stopped by Wall. Tavares for Tanev. Here's Ekman-Larsson behind the D. He's stopped by Montemo, and the net comes off. With 1:09 to go, the Habs get away with one there. Yeah, they stopped the play. The Leafs had all the momentum, and the Canadiens knocked the net off. And the Leafs lose momentum in the Montreal zone. Face off here, left side, taking one back. It's controlled here by Toronto. Nice, fed it in front. They score! Scotty Lawton makes it 3-1. Here in the final minute after the net was knocked off. It becomes costly for the Canadiens on a decision that helped them at first. 3-1 Toronto here in the final minute. So the face-off will come here, back to center ice. The Canadiens will face their first loss on the season. They had 4 straight wins coming into tonight. Down 3-1 here in the final minute. But a giveaway to Caulfield. Empty net. Here's Caulfield. He's stopped by Wall. Leafs clear. Down to 20 seconds left. Here's Savard. Nice sticking to him. Pass ahead finds Slavkovsky. Moves in. Centers it. Anderson. Fed that wide. Canadiens back. Here's Gooley. Sent down to Anderson. Slavkovsky deflects wide. Benoit has it, and here go the Leafs. 5 seconds left. Pass finds Waugh to the empty net. He scores! 4-1. It's Nick Waugh with the goal, and the Maple Leafs seal the deal for Montreal here tonight with 1 second left to play. So a late goal on a deflection. Unlucky for Montreal, and then the Leafs with a perfect setup in the swat off a face-off, and then the empty net for finishing touches. Your final score from Bell Center, the Toronto Maple Leafs 4, the Montreal Canadiens 1. Toronto with their 3rd win on the year. They're now 3-2 on the season. The Habs with their first loss on the season, now 4-1. That's all till tomorrow. We hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you for the next one.